we're going to get two sides of the spectrum, and we're going to see what each other's Christmas is like. And obviously, for me, it's, as I say, it's a Jewish Christmas, as I call it. So you get to hear all about that, which is brilliant.
Shalom to all of our listeners. I want the decorations up now. I want the Christmas music, the Christmas films in my brain now, please.
Christmas music should be illegal.
My mum's holding on to me and she says, if Father Christmas sees you, you won't get any presents. And I just thought, oh, it's not fair. And welcome to another podcast, another one, with the Chat All About It podcast crew, Dem. How are we doing, Sam?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Today is a good day. It's a very cheery podcast.
It is a cheery podcast. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I am a Christmas person, and that is the subject matter on the podcast today.
See,
Christmas.
And that's the thing. See, I'm not so much a Christmas person, so this is very interesting. So we're going to get two sides of the spectrum, and we're going to see what each other's Christmas is like. And obviously, for me, it's, as I say, it's a Jewish Christmas, as I call it. So you get to hear all about that, which is brilliant.
Shalom to all of our listeners, Jewish listeners.
He's actually got the shalom in. Right, so just tell me about your traditional Christmas. Have you got your presents yet? Have you started buying?
Have I got? Yes, I am quite frequently ashamed about how much of a Christmas person I am, because I'm the type of person that just wants to put the tree up. I just want the tree up now. I want the decorations up now. I want the Christmas music, the Christmas films in my brain now, please.
Christmas music should be illegal. I hate it. No, it's just...
Why?
I just think it's quite abusive to music.
Abusive to music.
Yeah, it just shouldn't be. Like, it hurts my ears. But anyway, I don't want to be a Scrooge. Tell me about your Christmas. Get all excited. Tell me what is a traditional
mate. I just think it's a really nice time. Like, when you consider that it is a moment of sort of being grateful about your situation. I think a lot of people, especially in our generation, take that for granted, that there's people out there that do they even know it's Christmas at all? That is what I'm getting at. Like, there's people.
I don't think that was even the right words.
No, they weren't the right words. No, but was it? Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Well
That's
done.
it.
So I hate the songs. Yeah, I know the lyrics. Just makes so much sense.
But I think it's true. I think I'm also a great giver. I'm a great giver of presents. I like seeing people's reactions to presents, and the best sort of presents I feel like are ones that are sort of quite meaningful. Like if you know a person quite well, you can get them something quite sentimental rather than. Don't get me wrong, it's nice now and again to break the bank for people that you love, but it's also really nice to get them something quite sentimental, and to share that moment as a giver of presents really ticks my box.
Fair enough. Gets your juices flowing. Is that?
No, I wouldn't say that. That's going a bit too far.
No? Okay. All right. Sorry, a bit dodgy.
If you want to talk about keeping your bird moist about the turkey at the table,
Whoa.
we'll talk about that in another podcast. But we're talking about Christmas here, so
So are you one for, like? Does your family do the what's it? Like all the Christmas jokes and all that. Like, do you enjoy that? All the cheesy jokes.
Well, that's usually me. That's usually me dishing out the really dodgy cracker jokes, and then sort of analysing if that is really a good joke or not. But there's loads of small things on Christmas Day. Like, for example, I'm quite partial to a good old snowball. Have you had one of them before? It's a drink,
I haven't actually. I know it's a drink. I don't think I have had. What's in it? I know I've heard of it.
So it's Advocaat, brandy, lemonade, and one, if you've got one cherry.
I think I'll pass on that, but you enjoy.
Yeah, well, you can't knock it until you've tried it. But
I suppose.
Christmas, I think this year is going to be quite special, obviously, because it's been a bit of a rough year for everyone, and it's nice that hopefully the government will allow everyone to meet legally. I
Let's
think
hope.
anyway. I'm not discussing what I'm going to do, but I could see a lot of people disregarding the rules. If
Yeah.
they say you cannot meet your family on Christmas Day, I really don't think the government could expect people to do that, especially with this year, with what's happened with everyone's
Well,
mental
exactly.
health.
I think that honestly, regardless, if they say, "Oh, lockdown is extended until January," people will be like, "Fine, lockdown's extended until January, but on Christmas, because I've had a shit year, I'm gonna spend it with my family." Fuck
Yeah.
you, basically.
Yeah, I think as well, really, you've also got to think about what people's mind frame is. Like they'll just say to themselves, "Well, you know what? The risk. This is a calculated risk, but I'm going to take this risk because I feel fine. My family feel fine. There's a very small chance that we might be carriers. Someone might be a carrier of the old virus, but it's not worth it. Like it's not worth sitting at home and actually." It goes beyond being sad, doesn't it? It goes to a point of basically depression if you wouldn't be able to share a nice traditional Christmas day like you, well, not like everyone, but a lot of people would be used to that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they say. Obviously, we're 20th of November at the moment, the day of this filming. So we're just sort of waiting to hear what the rules will be. It sounds like there'll be an extension on the lockdown from December 2nd.
Yeah, most likely.
So,
But
yeah,
I think as well. Sorry, Matt. I think if it is extended, I think realistically, whoever is making these decisions needs to think about like the population's well-being, because Christmas is a day where, regardless, it's an excuse for you to see your family. It's an excuse for you, for people to get together. And if they're basically saying you're not allowed to do that, like say for example, like I'm lucky my sister lives down the road, so potentially I could go there. But like my parents live an hour and a half away or hour away, let's say. So, it's a bit annoying that we're not going to be able to share it together. But it's an excuse for the year that everyone's had. It's an excuse for people to, I'd say, not necessarily break the rules, but spend time with the people that mean the most to them.
yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And Christmas for me is it should be a good time. It should be something to look forward to. It shouldn't be, destroyed. And I don't think it will be. I do think the government would. I mean, I probably one of a minority, but I do have faith in the government will allow people to have an actual proper Christmas day. So yeah, no, it's interesting. Let's not talk about the virus anymore. Let's get back onto the subject of Christmas.
Definitely.
In your childhood, Sam, then how was it in a Jewish household with Christmas? Did you write a Christmas list to your mum and say, could you ask Father Christmas to get me this?
I don't think I've ever written a list, but we did used to do the leaving cookies out and milk and things like that, which is funny because my parents don't really like that sort of stuff, so it's a bit weird. But then I'd leave it out for them, effectively, and
Malcolm was loving it, I bet.
Malcolm, he hates it the most, but yeah, it's weird because my dad, he actively says I hate Christmas. I can't deal with it. But when I was younger, he was he basically made it what it was, and acted all excited when we came down and opened our presents, woke us up so we could come down and open them. So
I think that's a different sort of thing though, because you were kids, you were probably quite excited about it, and he probably got a lot out of that. That's probably why he was like that. And now you're just you now, aren't you? You're not a child.
I'm just me. Great.
Yeah, you're not a child, are you? You're not gonna. I mean, he'd be very concerned if you called him up and said, "Is Father Christmas coming this year? Have I been a good boy?"
Well, the funny thing is genuinely, he didn't say that, but genuinely, so we have, from when I was 18, there was a tradition that I joined my dad where Christmas morning we'd open our presents and then we go to the pub. Like, so we used to just call Christmas Day pub day, which I know sounds a bit mental, but and we used to just go to the pub, and literally he'd come to me on Christmas Eve and be like, "Sam, go to sleep, it's pub day tomorrow." Like, he got so excited about it. I've got some interesting stories about pub day. There was the first time I went where myself and
When you were 18, is this one when you just turned 18?
I just turned 18. And myself and my dad went to the pub along with maybe must have been about 7 or 8 other people. And my dad claims that he was on antibiotics, but he had a bit too much alcohol. That's the be all and end all. And me and my dad's friend ended up carrying him home. Like, he was had his arms around us.
Wow.
And he couldn't get home. And then the next year it was my turn, and I just wasn't very well.
Did you have antibiotics?
I wasn't on antibiotics, but I did. The politest way to say it was I left a Christmas present on my grandma's neighbour's front door from all the alcohol. That
is shameful, Sam.
So,
that is disgusting.
Yeah, mate, I honestly, I missed the whole of Christmas. Like, my family had a video of me passed out in the car. I was off my head, mate. I ruined Christmas for everyone, but you know, ever since then I've been a really good boy, so it's all right. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we had a very different Christmas as a child, because I used to I was buzzing, and I feel like as a kid you could have said anything to me about, oh, if you don't do this, Father Christmas won't be happy, and he'll think twice about giving you your presents, and I just do anything. Like, I remember my mum like giving me an Argos catalogue and saying, oh, like, you need to choose what you'd like from this so I can let Father Christmas know. And I thought,
yeah,
hey, you know what? That's actually really kind of Father Christmas to think Jack will want an Argos catalogue, you know, to have a look at what certain items he would like.
Oh, God.
And it's so funny how you can be that naive as a child.
Yeah.
But you know, just full disclosure here, Father Christmas is real. Anyone that is listening.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
I just thought that was really.
Speed dial.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, it was a really magical time as a kid. I really thoroughly enjoyed, and that's probably, as a kid, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and that's probably why today, as an adult, I am a big child when it comes to Christmas. I just feel like it is just, you know, I might be wrong in saying this, but I just feel like it's a really positive message, like everything about it, like the whole getting together as a family, the nice decorations. Yeah. It's sort of like a, what would you call it, Sam? Like, you would call it a moment, do you know what I mean?
Tradition.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
It's a season. It's a season is what I mean.
Right,
Sorry.
okay.
It's a season, so it's nice to sort of enter that season and sort of live in it, you know? That's what I like to do. But yeah, no, I had a lot of funny moments actually as a kid. Like, my mum used to set up my dad, or maybe like a family friend, and every year, this was a sort of like unique tradition that we had. Me and my mum would sit at the top of the stairs, and my dad would pretend to have a conversation with Father Christmas in a room. So you could just about faintly hear this really awkward sort of conversation where it's like, I'm like thinking like it's absolutely mental. It was sort of like
Christmas has come to my house.
Yes, it's the equivalent of like basically like a celebrity. It's just like, wow, like I cannot believe he's here. So I'm really excited, and I keep trying to get off and run downstairs, but my mum's holding on to me, and she says, if Father Christmas sees you, you won't get any presents. And I just thought, oh, it's not fair. And every time this would happen, every year I'd have the same conversation with mum, and then I'd basically every single time without fail, Father Christmas would slowly walk past the stairs, and I would see him
strategically.
Yeah, and my mum said, if you can't let him know you're here, if he sees you, you'll be in trouble. And I was like, oh. So
is that something you're going to incorporate when you have kids, do you think?
Oh,
The
it'd be
same
great
sort
to
of
have maybe not that exact same tradition, but it'd be great to have something a bit unique. You know, like I remember sort of the last time it happened, I managed to sort of sense when my mum wasn't really holding on to me, so
thing.
I
Okay.
bolted it down the stairs, and I was thinking if he sees me, though, I am in trouble.
Yeah.
Um, but oh well, let's go for it. And I ran down there, and I guess I wanted to see him go up the chimney because he walked across the stairs and then into another room which had a chimney in it or like a
Okay.
fireplace. So as I steamed into that room, my dad was sitting on the sofa and he was like, "He's gone," and I was like, "Oh, can't believe it." And then like looking back, he obviously just chucked the costume behind the sofa
Yeah.
and sat down and
Oh,
was like,
dear.
"Cool, dear, that was close."
But that is like a really nice thing that kind of like your mum and dad. I don't know. They put on this act, but followed it through right to the end. If that makes sense. Like as you said, like going up the chimney. He's just taken off the costume, whacked it behind the sofa, and be like, "Oh, you've just missed him, Jack. Oh, maybe next year." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he's
Oh,
thinking
mate.
in his head, "You little shit."
Yeah, but like you almost saw that it was me. Anyway, I was gonna say, do you have any like traditions or anything that you specifically do on Christmas now, like as an adult?
Um, it's quite shameful to say, but I do get quite disorderly in the evening and get quite drunk. But
Yeah,
not.
it's,
I
you're
mean, I'm not like an aggressive drunk at all. I don't think I ever have been an aggressive drunk. In fact, I'm quite emotional and I get quite
you.
huggy.
Oh yeah, very touchy.
And very touchy.
You do.
And I get into like laughing fits and stuff. So I'm not unpleasant to be around. Yeah, so I'll tend to obviously eat basically eat till attempted suicide
Yeah,
of food.
we're back on this topic. Bloody hell.
Yeah, sorry,
problem.
probably the
got a
wrong word
problem.
to use, but like
But yeah, I know what you mean.
eat as much food as you can and feel as uncomfortable as you can, then followed by strong drinks. It's sort the evening becomes a sort of a phase at the end.
Yeah,
But no,
definitely.
it's sort of like a great party where you eat loads of food, basically.
Pretty much. Like we're exactly the same. So we do, like I say, we do a Jewish Christmas. So we have like our starters, our mains, and everything like that, and then we have supper or dinner, which normally I think would be like the leftovers of the meal, but we have like a whole other meal. Like
Yeah.
it's just meant. It's mental to think like we eat. It's just mental how much we eat on Christmas, and we try to make it.
Christmas Day for adults is essentially attempt to eat and drink as much as you can in
Yeah.
one day.
Pretty much.
Just try it.
Like, it's brilliant. Like we obviously there's in our family there's I'd say a lot more older children as myself than there are younger children. So we do like the during the day, you know, it's all really exciting. The kids play with their presents, and you know, then when they're kind of worn out, then the adults start drinking and do things like that. And then something we tend to do every year is play Cards Against Humanity on Christmas.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a big fan of that game.
mate, honestly, there was one year when we were playing. There must have been about 7 of us, and the person who won was my grandma. Like I just thought it was so funny. Like some of the things that she was putting down were just outrageous. Why are you not a fan of it? I think it's just amazing.
It's just not my sense of humour, to be honest with you.
Oh, so
Like-
I'm just a horrible person, so I really enjoy that.
Like it's just like I think I played it once and it was like Gary Glitter is a news presenter that picks his nose, and I just thought
Oh no, you got to use the
That's
cards
not-
correctly. You have
that's
to
not
use the
funny.
cards right. No,
That's
it
not
isn't
funny.
funny. It isn't
No.
funny, but there's certain cards like I'm not going to go into detail because there are some horrific things that can be mentioned on that game, but you have to use it correctly. And when you use it correctly, it literally like I've been in absolute floods of tears, like struggling to breathe. Like it's mental. And obviously you're not a fan of it, so I know to not ever play it with you because I'm sick in the head when it comes to dark humour, and you're obviously not. You're obviously just a very gentle soul, Jack. Is that what you are?
I'm a tender and gentle soul. I've
Okay.
been told. I mean, I've been called worse, but we
Well,
can
yeah,
go with that, can't we?
that's quite nice. That's really
Yeah.
nice of me to call you that.
So, did you, as a child, actually believe in Father Christmas then?
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said,
Yeah.
like my parents, even though Jewish household, or whatever, we're not religious in that sense. So it was always like, I think, do you know what it is? I don't know if my parents always did it. It's not something that I've actually ever asked, but because like when you're younger and you watch TV and kids programs, there's always Christmas, and you always kind of like go above and beyond for it. I don't know if it was a sense of because we were like we would have just said we want Christmas, we want Christmas, we want Christmas. We would have just gone on and on and on, that they just gave in, or it was just something that they always did because, like I said, I don't know how, like everyone I know, every Jewish person that I know, I say celebrates Christmas.
Right.
So there is obviously the Jewish alternative, but we don't do that. We just do we just do Christmas and get pissed. So I don't know. I don't know if it's more of like a British thing that we follow. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it is, isn't it? It is quite. I mean, I'm not religious at all. I'm total atheist, and I love Christmas. I see it as, I don't actually see it as a religious thing at all, but it is. But I actually just see it as a time to be grateful for the things that are in your life, and to reflect on, it's exactly like have you ever watched Scrooge?
Yeah.
You have. So it's exactly that. It's exactly like, just sort of also checking in with yourself. Are you making the right decisions in life? Are you treating the people that you love with respect? Are you doing the right things? And are you actually being grateful for the things that are in your life? I think a lot of people walk around thinking, that they don't have to be grateful. Where I actually think that's how you get better as a person. You sort of notice what you're grateful for, and strive to either protect that or maintain that.
Definitely. And I think this year, with the year that everyone's had, could be like we said, we don't know what the rules are going to be, but if we're allowed to see our families, or if people just decide to see their families anyway, it could be like the best Christmas ever, because you're kind of like, you finally feel that bit of freedom, if you know what I mean. Like you're not, okay, maybe like let's just hope that the lockdown's lifted and we can all see our families and everything like that. It will just be a sense of forgetting what's happened and just spending that time with the people that you love and care about the most. Because Christmas, like you've got Christmas Day, you've got Boxing Day, and Christmas Eve even, people like get together and do something. So it's just a nice time for people just forget this year, enjoy the time with your family, the people that you love, and just have a really good time.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And, I think that Christmas, that is exactly what Christmas is all about. You need to celebrate it. You need to be thoroughly enjoying it. Otherwise, don't celebrate it. That's how I see it. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest Christmas lover. However, I embrace the day. So if it is going to the pub with my dad, or playing board games with my family, or just having a really nice meal, like this, I think honestly this year I'll appreciate it more, because I could probably count the amount of times I've been to my parents' house on two hands. Like normally I'd see them quite often, whereas and we're quite a close family. So the fact that it's there is kind of a barrier in front of us, I think everyone would appreciate it a lot more, just to, like I said, be with the people that they care about most, and just forget the year that's happened, and hopefully have a really good time. And if that involves eating a lot, drinking a lot, do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll end it there. Please drink responsible.
Definitely.
Responsible. And
you had some drinks already, or you getting on the old snowballs?
I feel like I need one. Speaking like that, drink responsibly, and make sure you enjoy Christmas. We're still quite far away.
Well, no, we're not, mate. We're pretty much a month away. Like, think about how quick this year's gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's gone so quick. Christmas will be here in a flash, mate.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening or watching. Please leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you, Danielle, in the comments. GG, well played. And yeah, get involved and be lucky.
And I'll see you when you're older.